Hi everyone. If you could start to return to your seats, we'll be starting, I guess, the second half of the session now. Okay.
Yes.
Hi.
Thank you, Carrie. はい。お、ソル先生。Hello. ね。ね、本当に I really appreciate ね、not only members ね、but we have many ministers ね come and listen、だからすごくね、ハワイのミニスターはすごいと思いますね。I think Hawaiian minister is great ね。Yeah, so this is kind of our like なんて言うんだろうね、職業病。I don't know the 職業病 in English, but なんてwork hazard? Yeah, that's a good translation. Yeah, work hazard. I mean, ね、so we ministers every Sunday just output. I mean, give a Dharma message, but a very few kind of chance or little chance of input. ね。Of course, we have many things to share with you, but we are more like on the side of just putting out, output side. So we do need a kind of receiving a dharma. So, but once we started working as a Kaikyoshi minister, and it's hard to find that listen to the dharma. So だからまあ本当にね。先生方ありがとうございます。Thank you, 先生 for coming. はい。So now tonight's topic is practice ね、行ですね。So now we realize the guidance directed from Amida to me or each of you, and then what kind of action ね will we take ですね。So page 3 かな Page 3. I introduced this slide, day 2. ね。Again, my idea is to what is Buddhism. ね。Is we, Buddhism is a teaching for each of us to become a Buddha. And then, but this Buddha, as we kind of learned the question today, the beginning. It's not just a Buddha, I mean, so kind of try to be liberated from suffering. Kind of deal with the issue of, greed, anger, ignorance. That is our kind of goal of Buddhism, the teaching of Buddha. And then who is a Buddhist? One who aspires to be a Buddha, kind of pursue the liberation from suffering, 3 poisons. So the information after this, it's kind of within this context. So let me kind of set the background or context of the information that I'm going from now. So to become Buddha, to become enlightened. So this is a purpose. This is a kind of foundation of the discussion, presentation that I'm going to give you from now. Hi. So this is the map from Google. And then I'm living up here, San Francisco Bay Area. And then I was invited to San Diego Temple this January. So this is came from the seminar that I gave at the San Diego Buddhist Temple. So that's why the map is not Hawaii, San Diego to San Francisco to San Diego. So how do I move from San Francisco Bay Area to San Diego? So I like Alaska Airlines and the Hawaiian Airline, but somehow I think that time I took a Southwest. And then maybe one way is take flight. from SF or Auckland Airport down to San Diego Airport. Right? This is I think, the fastest way to reach the destination. But we have to pay money. Right? And then there are many other options. Maybe I can take Amtrak train or Greyhound. Or if I'm rich enough, this is a kind of gorgeous, nice cruise from San Francisco down to San Diego. So this is where I am. And then I can be there taking those transportations. Right? And then, of course, if I'm healthy enough, and then if I have a lot of time, I can bicycle from Bay Area down to San Diego, or I can do hitchhike, or Uber. I know this is really costly, expensive, but like a door-to-door service. Using an Uber, I can move from San Francisco down to San Diego. And then, of course, if I'm healthy enough, this is a free one. Walk down to San Diego. So this is where I am. And then I have a destination that I want to reach. Right? And then there are many different options. Right? Time, and then money, health condition. There are many conditions kind of to think about. And then we make a choice, right, to get there. So as I introduced the Mount Buddhism, right? Mount Buddhism, the hut on the top is our destination. And then there are many ways. And then symbolically, it is said 84,000 Dharma gates. 84,000 Dharma gates. But it's a gate or entrance. The destination, the goal we are heading for is same. But the entrance, the path or method is different, like this. Although there are many different paths, but in Buddhism, this is the kind of basic structure. Teaching, practice, and realization. Kyo, gyo, sho in Japanese. So teaching, practice, realization. So we check the instructions, where to go or how to go. So this is a kind of teaching. And then receiving the instructions. And then we take action. And then try to reach the goal, destination. So this is a process, structure, system of Buddhism. Hi. But this picture, this boy just running or walking, from here to there, right? Well, I think this is also possible, right? Maybe this is the starting point. And then this is the destination. In this case, we have to cross the bridge, right? So maybe we take a raft or ship to cross the river, right? So this is another way, teaching, practice, and then realization. So today, from now, I will talk about this practice. This unenlightened guy. This unenlightened guy wants to reach the destination of enlightenment, right? And then now I'll talk about this process. How can I, attain this enlightenment or Buddhahood? So definition of practice in Buddhism. In the long history of Buddhist studies, I know there are many different discussions. But let me introduce very basic interpretation or definition of Buddhist practice, practice in Buddhism. So let me put the Chinese character here, Zosa Shinshu. And then four Chinese characters. And then the first two says, Zosa means take action. So literally making action, or taking action. It's the first two Chinese characters. And then the second half means making progress. Right? So this is a very basic idea or definition of Buddhist practice, making action, taking action, and then we make progress. So this is the Buddhist practice. Okay. And then the point is, I put the Shinran Shonin's picture, but not only Shinran Shonin, there are some Buddhists, they wondered, whose action? Whose action? My action? I take my action. I do exercise. And then I myself make progress. Or somebody takes action. And then as a result, I can make progress. Right? If this is my action and then make progress, maybe this is the illustration idea. If somebody take action, so for example, somebody take us or carry us to the destination. So somebody takes action and then I make a progress. Right? So this is a kind of basic idea, kind of foundation when we discuss the practice in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, especially in terms of other power. And then, speaking of Jodo Shinshu practice, Amida Buddha and then us, and then we say Namman Dabutsu, Namman Dabutsu, Namman Dabutsu, Namman Dabutsu, or Nembutsu, Nembutsu recitation. This is our practice. This is our practice, saying Nembutsu or recitation of Nembutsu. And then tonight I'm going to divide this Nembutsu practice into two portions. So the first one is our verbal recitation, saying Namo Amida Butsu, our verbal action. And then second one is the object of our recitation. That is name, the word Namo Amida Butsu, what we call myogo in Japanese, name or myogo in Japanese. So from those 2 points, I'm going to talk about Jodo Shinshu practice. So let me begin with this side, name or myogo, name. I know some people are good at U.S. history. I am kind of zero. Dame. Yeah. Who's this? First president. George Washington. And then who's this?
16.
すごいなみんな。Yeah. And then who's this?
42nd.
Yeah, from Hawaii. And then I'm sure most of you, when you look at those names, and then you have some kind of images, pictures within yourselves, right? And then like a first president, and then not only images of them, also some kind of other information, related information came into your mind, right? So maybe George Washington, some people all remember the picture, portrait, and then, who was he? Kind of his achievements, right? Came into your mind just when you listen to this name. And then Lincoln too, right? When you heard the name Lincoln, and then, maybe you remember this portrait, image, and then, he did that, he did this, and he did that, kind of his achievement, right? And then Obama-san, President Obama, I'm sure you remember his face, image, and then his achievements, right? So this is kind of interesting. When we hear name, and then some other information kind of spontaneously, same time, coming into your mind, right? So the names brought something to you. Right? And then other words or name, ne? Mom, dad, ne? To-chan, ka-chan, ne? In Japanese. Or name of your loved one, ne? Etc., etc. These people, ne? I'm sure you never, met them, in person, right? But you never met them, but listen to their names, you kind of remember, have something in your mind. And then more closer people, ne? Your mom or your dad, ne? Or the name of your loved one. And then something more special, ne? Should come into your mind. Right? So then, what is name? Ne? Namae in Japanese. Ne? Of course, it's just a combination of letters, right? George. Ne? So George. Ne? But this combination of letters, ne, brings something to us. Right? So that's why name is very interesting. Ne? It's just a mere combination of letters. But when we hear it, something comes into our mind. Right? We remember something. So, Donlan, the third of seven masters, he had a kind of discussion about this. Name and its essence thing. Name and what this name represents. He had a kind of very philosophical discussion of these two, name itself, and then what bring into our mind. And then, especially when we discuss the Jodo Shinshu practice, Namo Amida Butsu, Myogo, this idea is very, very important. So, for example, imagine you are in Alaska. Alaska in January or February. It's freezing, right? What's this? F-I-R-E. Fire. Fire. Are you become warm? Right? No matter how many times you say fire from your mouth, nothing happens. Right? Nothing happens. So he says, this name, and then the things represented by this name is totally disconnected. Right? No matter how many times you say fire, you're not going to get warm. Right? But like mom and dad, or the name of your loved ones, when you feel lonely, when you are kind of difficult situation, sometimes you say the name of those people, and then something coming into your mind, emotionally coming into your mind. And then that kind of name, right, is name, and then the things represented by this name is kind of connected. So this is a kind of discussion Tonlan, he developed in his discussion. Name, and then things represented by the name. And then Namo Amida Butsu. Is Namo Amida Butsu like a fire, kind of disconnected with the name tried to represent? Or Namo Amida Butsu is connected with what it represents? So speaking of Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha's name, they can be found in the 18th vow and then also 17th vow. So let me talk a little bit about the doctrinal thing. So, day 2, I introduced the full passage of the 18th vow. But I summarized kind of. And then today too, I kind of summarized the 18th vow for convenience. So he said, I prepare everything, or I have prepared everything necessary for you to attain Buddhahood. Right? Again, so all talk, this discussion within the context of me to become Buddha, me to attain Buddhahood. So Amida, from the compassionate aspiration, established this vow and then prepared everything for me or for each of you to become Buddhahood, attain Buddhahood. And then all that you do is just recite my name, Namo Amida Butsu. This is a kind of part of a essence of 18th vow. And then there is another vow before this, 17th vow. And then here, there's a discussion, kind of a description of the name. So all Buddhas, Bodhisattva, praise Buddha's, Amida Buddha's name. So let me talk a little bit about 18th vow. なんだこれ。はい。What's this? Medicine, pill. Anybody pharmacist here?
Dexter.
おお、そうか、デクスターさんそうね。いや。そうだね。You know how hard it is to create a new medicine, right? So we have different kinds of medicine, right? Like a painkiller and then sleeping pill. So many different pills, right? And then each pill is kind of there's necessary ingredients for the treatment of a specific disease, capsulated into a small pill, right? So all necessary things into this very tiny small pill. But it is small. It is small, but as you know, as I'm sure he knows, the most researchers long, very lots of effort to invent this small pill. Right? So, in other words, this small pill is a kind of representation of researchers' all effort and time. Then how about this? I put the 6 Chinese character Namo Amida Butsu. Buddha's name, Namo Amida Butsu. How about this? It's just 6 Chinese characters, just combination of 6 Chinese characters. But like this pill, this combination of 6 Chinese characters contains everything necessary for me or each of you, all of us, to be liberated from samsara, attain Buddhahood. Right? And then in the same way, although this is just combination of 6 Chinese characters, that is manifestation, kind of form of Amida Buddha's, kind of formless effort, long time effort, and then compassion. Everything took the form of 6 Chinese characters. Right? So that's why, in a sense, Namo Amida Butsu's 6 Chinese character, we could say Amida Buddha itself. Right? Amida Buddha kind of transformed himself, or his aspiration, effort, everything, virtues, into 6 Chinese characters. Kind of representation of Amida Buddha. Like those, medicine pill is a kind of representation or effort of researchers. Right? So that's why I prepare Amida Buddha has prepared everything necessary for me to attain Buddhahood. That is Namo Amida Butsu. Everything is in there. Right? And then all we should do is just say Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. That's it. That's it. Oh. But I know some people question this. My second son, 8. Hey, wait a minute. To attain Buddhahood, to become Buddha, shouldn't be that that easy, right? So we will become Buddha just reciting Namo Amida Butsu, It's too good to be true. No way. Yeah. And then actually there is a big discussion in the Chinese Pure Land tradition. It's the time of Shandao, the fifth of 7 masters. So Shandao, he started a new movement of recitation Nembutsu. Before that, meditation is kind of contemplation. It's kind of mind practice. Right? People sit down calm and then concentrate their mind and then try to visualize, Amida Buddha. That was Nembutsu practice in those days. But the Shandao, he kind of started a new movement focusing on the recitation, verbal Nembutsu. Not a meditative practice, kind of recitation Nembutsu. And then there's a kind of big movement. Because especially the populace, common people could join this practice. So they got very popular. And then some people are not happy. Because people went to this new movement. Right? They're losing customers. So that's why some Buddhists were not happy with this new movement of Nembutsu, recitation Nembutsu. And then they started criticizing this Shandao's new movement of recitation Nembutsu. So this is something like that. So that shouldn't, to become Buddha or to attain Amida Buddha's land, that's not easy. Maybe takes for many lifetimes. Just saying the Nembutsu, you can attain birth in the Pure Land and then become Buddha. No way. That's how they criticized Shandao's Nembutsu movement group. And then, of course, Shandao, he refuted, he responded to these criticisms. Right? So let me, introduce the idea how to respond this kind of criticism. Of course, you can see, just say Nembutsu, we can become Buddha, right? That sounds too good to be true, right? I think so too, right? But there is a kind of logic way of kind of thinking how to respond this idea, this criticism. Okay, let's go this. So speaking of Buddhist practice, there are many different kinds of Buddhist practice, right? So some are really easy, like a Nembutsu, Nammandabutsu, Nammandabutsu, Nammandabutsu. This is very easy. Just say Nembutsu anytime, anywhere. Taking a shower, you can say Nammandabutsu, Nammandabutsu. In the kitchen, you can, cooking, you can say Nammandabutsu, Nammandabutsu. In the, driving a car, you can say Nammandabutsu. Or when you see the kind of wonderful, beautiful, scene, nature, you can say Nammandabutsu. Even in the restroom, you can say Nammandabutsu. You can say it anytime, anywhere. Right? But of course, there are some complicated and like a long time, like a year, 2 year, 3 year long, required to practice so much long time, right? And very complicated. So Nembutsu is just a single word, but some long mantra, have to memorize. So there are kind of wide range of Buddhist practice, right? And then we think, okay, so simple, short, or maybe just saying Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. This is one single practice. Maybe less merits or less values, because they're so simple, so easy, right? So should have carry very little merit. Right? On the other hand, when we perform Buddhist practice, which is very complicated or very, takes a long time, or maybe, doing various, different kinds of, Buddhist practice. And then we think, yeah, that kind of Buddhist practice, we can, accumulate lots of, virtue or merit. Right? And then we think, so that's why those practice has more value. maybe that is a human scale. Maybe we kind of make a judgment based on our kind of common secular value. The simple thing has less merit, and then more complicated has more value. Or maybe this is based on human scale. Again, Buddha has a different view. Buddha has a totally different perspective views from us Bonbu. So when, from Buddha's eyes, using the Buddha's scale, look at the Buddhist practice, there is no kind of graduation, kind of, differences. Simple, short, one single practice. Complicated, long, various practice. All the same. It's just a process to reach the attainment towards enlightenment. So no difference of value, no difference of kind of merit. And then less simple, short, and then one single practice. Of course, less conditions. Easier, right? And then complicated and then long various practice means we have so many kind of conditions that we need to successfully fulfill. So that's why complicated takes a long time, and they have to kind of complete various practice, right? So we need to fulfill more conditions successfully. And then as a result, what happens, right? Of course, they need to successfully, fulfill more conditions. That means less people can successfully accomplish it, right? But on the other hand, so simple and then short single practice has less conditions. That means more people can successfully accomplish it, right? So maybe from Buddha's perspective, so all Buddhist practice kind of process, just a process for each of us to become a Buddha. And then if we, observe, analyze those, differences, easy practice and difficult practice, of course, more people, easy practice, more people can accomplish it. And then difficult practice, less people can successfully accomplish it. And then what's the point of Buddhist practice, right? What's the point of Buddhist practice? What is it that accords with Buddha's compassionate aspiration, right? So maybe human scale. Okay, I have finished this such and such difficult, practice. Look at me, kind of, being proud of him or herself, or just showing off, right? Maybe human using the Buddhist practice to show off, or kind of being proud of himself or herself, right? So this is kind of totally off the point of Buddhist practice, right? Kind of putting a fuel to the ego, right? When people can accomplish it, right? And then this part, more people can accomplish it, and less people can accomplish it. What is the Buddha's aspiration? Like 18th vow, kind of try to guide all sentient beings, right? So Buddha's target is all sentient beings, including, sages. Maybe they are very good at finishing the difficult practice, but the majority would be kind of not the, sage. Like us, we have a job, we have to work, we cannot go to the, monastery, concentrate on the Buddhist practice, right? We have an everyday life, and then don't have enough time to, practice, perform Buddhist practice. How about those people? So if so, simple and short practice, each of us can perform Nembutsu practice in our everyday life, here and there, right? So then, which is it that accords with Buddha's, compassionate aspiration, right? So then, this is how Shandao tried to refute or respond the criticism from other Buddhist tradition, right? what is the point of Buddhist practice? What is the point of Buddhist practice? And then let's think about this issue from Buddha's perspective, not human perspective. Right? So kind of Chandra kind of flipped the kind of measurement, kind of starting point in discussing this easy, simple practice. So to me, this is very, reasonable. Very, makes sense to me. Always, we humans has a, think from human perspective, right? Like I is center of the think. Right? But if, Amida comes to the center of us, we can see things from different way. We can see, we can get a different vision, images, right? So this is how Chandra clarified the meaning of Buddhist practice. And then, so this easy, simple practice, but as I, said like a pill, it's a simple, easy practice, just a combination of 6 Chinese characters, but everything within this short word, the name Namo Amida Buddha, right? Amida Buddha put everything in this Namo Amida Buddha, right? So that's why this is the explanation or description of Namo Amida Buddha, encapsulated. So this is Shinran Shonin's words, the auspicious name, Namo Amida Buddha, embodying the perfectly fulfilled supreme virtue. Right? And then he also says, this practice, saying Namo Amida Buddha or Nembutsu, embodying all good acts and possessing all roots of virtue, is perfect and the most rapid in bringing them to fullness, that is, become a Buddha. Right? And then it is a treasure ocean of virtues. Right? So for this reason, it is called great practice. Although this is very simple, just say Namman Dabutsu, Namman Dabutsu. But the Shinran Shonin said, it called great practice. So Namo Amida Buddha. So 18th vow. I'll take care of everything. You just say, please just say Namo Amida Buddha. That's it. Right? So the ease and the simplicity of this Nembutsu practice, what's that? The intention is Amida Buddha's aspiration. Anybody can successfully accomplish it, no matter who you are. Right? You are a sage, wonderful monk. Go ahead, practice, Nembutsu. And then you're kind of busy with kind of taking care of daily life. You don't have enough time. It's okay. Just say Namo Amida Buddha, Namman Dabutsu. Right? And then Amida Buddha's formless aspiration kind of encapsulated into this Namman Dabutsu, kind of manifestation, concrete form of Buddha's formless aspiration. Again, like a form and the essence relationship. Okay. I've talked about the, emphasizing the importance of listening to the Dharma. What should we listen to it? So this is what we should listen to it. So Nembutsu practice is easy. Nembutsu practice, saying Namo Amida Buddha, is really simple compared with other Buddhist, practices, right? But why Amida prepared such a simple and easy practice for me? Right? And then this is our journey. Right? This is our journey. Why Amida established such an easy practice? This is the point we have to listen deeply when we listen to the Dharma, story of Amida Buddha. Yeah. And then when we can appreciate, we deeply, truly listen to the story of Bodhisattva Dharmakara, the teaching of Amida Buddha, and then discover the true essence, significance of Namo Amida Buddha. This simple, just combining of the 6 Chinese characters. And then maybe one time we can realize, oh, okay, kind of more aha moment. And then that kind of appreciation, realization is Shinjin. And then 17th vow. Ne? So this is Amida Buddha's kind of salvific great project. Ne? With this simple, easy practice, I will save all sentient beings. Right? And then 17th vow. Ne? Why do all Buddhas praise this Amida? Why all Buddha praise the name, this practice? Because Amida accomplished a path in which anybody can attain Buddhahood by just reciting the name Namo Amida Butsu, right? Again, so there are many other Buddhist paths, and then some paths people are required to successfully fulfill many different long, practices. But this Buddha, Amida Buddha, accomplished this special path, special way to guide, to liberate all sentient beings with this simple practice. So that's why all other Buddhas think, oh, Amida is so cool, right? So that's why other Buddhas praise Amida Buddha. So that's why 17th vow is also very important to kind of verify the meaning, significance of the name, which is taught in the 18th vow. Right? And then Amida Buddha is described with inconceivable or inconceivability, which I mentioned day 2. Why? So this bomb, right, carrying a lot of greed, anger, ignorance, from the regular, Buddhist path, takes a long, long time, many lifetimes to save this guy, right? But with the path prepared, established by Amida Buddha, this terrible guy can be saved, liberated from this samsara, just saying Namo Amida Butsu. It's totally beyond human kind of value or way of thinking, right? So if the object is terrible, of course it takes a long time to solve it, right? To deal with it. This is a kind of human kind of rational or regular way of thinking. But with this Amida Buddha's Buddhist path, this guy can be easily or swiftly, quickly, can be liberated from this samsara, just saying Namo Amida Butsu. So that's why this is fukashigi, fushigi. It's totally beyond human kind of values, human conception. Right? It's beyond human comprehension. But the Amida did achieve this salvific path, this Buddhist path. So that's why in many places, Amida is praised, described as inconceivable, or Buddha of inconceivability, 不可思議な仏様。はい。So、次かな。So, back to this slide. This is a basic, system of Buddhism, teaching, practice, and then realization. We receive the teaching, we listen to the teaching, and then make progress toward the destination. And then, do I take action to make progress, or somebody, prepares or took action for me to make progress? So, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, this side, we are carried to the destination with the power or effort, work of Amida Buddha. So Amida Buddha's action. More specifically speaking, Namo Amida Butsu has all kind of power me to reach the destination, the shore of realization. So this is the explanation of Myogo, Namo Amida Butsu part. Okay. わかった? 大丈夫? Good? ね。はい。And then the second part is this recitation. ね。We say, verbally say, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu, our verbal action. And then this recitation, ね。I would say in response to Amida's compassionate aspiration. ね。Like 18th vow. ね。Buddha has prepared, established everything. And then calling to me, talks to me, hey Kiyo, just say Namo Amida Butsu. Right? And then in response to Amida Buddha's call, or from the appreciation of Buddha's compassionate aspiration, And then I say, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, right? So maybe this, recitation or our reaction can be put like this. What would we say when we receive something? ありがとう, thank you. When we receive something, in response, we say thank you. And then, when we say thank you, in a true sense, we recognize the thing, gift, kindness, whatever we received from somebody, right? So that's why we say thank you. I know sometimes people say like an empty thank you. Because we don't say thank you, the person gets mad or upset. So that's why we anyway say, thank you, arigato. But that kind of empty thank you is totally, we don't recognize the value of the things we receive from that person. And then how about the gift from Amida Buddha? So we received a great treasure. I introduced the Shinran Shonin's passages. We received a great treasure, which makes our attainment possible. This Namo Amida Butsu is a great gift. So that's why we, in response, say Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So in other words, we recognize how received a great treasure from Amida Buddha, right? Because of this recognition, recognition pushes us to say the Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So, no Nembutsu, if we do not realize the treasure, things we receive from Amida Buddha. But of course, nobody knows the value of Amida Buddha when we are born. Right? We need a process to realize the value we have received. So yesterday I showed a picture of Eito and me, right? So look, I'm a really nice dad, right? The picture. And then like that way, we kind of need a process to realize how much we have received from Buddha. And then that kind of process is our process or kind of our practice of listening to the Dharma. As we listen to the Dharma, then we gradually we realize how much treasure we've been kind of gifted from Amida Buddha. That is our kind of practice of listening to the Dharma. That is our process of growth under the light of Amida Buddha's light, under the light of Amida Buddha. So in that sense, our effort to obtain something from Amida Buddha, that is not a Nembutsu. By saying Namo Amida Butsu, try to get something from Amida Buddha. That is not the Jodo Shinshu Nembutsu. But maybe some other Buddhist traditions, they acknowledge or they think Nembutsu that way. But the Jodo Shinshu, no. Jodo Shinshu is kind of grateful, appreciative response to what we have received from Amida Buddha. In Japanese, we call it Shomyo Ho. Shomyo is a kind of reciting the name. Shomyo is reciting name. Hoon is kind of pay back to what we have received, indebtedness. So that's why Shinran Shonin say like this: those who truly attain Shinjin, as they utter Amida's name, being mindful of the Buddha always, with wish to respond to the great benevolence. So Jodo Shinshu teaching, Nembutsu is a kind of grateful, appreciative response to what we have received from Buddha. So that's why our act of saying Nembutsu possesses great virtues. So one understanding is the more one says Namo Amida Butsu, the better. Or the recited word Namo Amida Butsu possesses great virtues. The number of recitation doesn't matter. Right? So again, this 6 Chinese character, Namo Amida Butsu Myogo itself carries great virtue. Right? So this is not the Jodo Shinshu understanding of Nembutsu recitation. So name Namo Amida Butsu itself contains everything. Not our action. Not our action. Namo Amida Butsu Myogo itself possesses great virtue. So that's why number doesn't matter. So when you say thank you, words of appreciation, when you say it from the bottom of your heart, maybe one time thank you should be enough. Or if you want to say arigato ne, thank you. Maybe you kind of say couple, repeat the words of appreciation more than once. But in either case, as long as you say the words of appreciation, thank you, arigato, from the bottom of your heart, one time thank you, 2, 3, 4 times thank you, same thing, right? So that's kind of Namo Amida Butsu, thank you. So this is Shinran Shonin's words. 10,000 times Nembutsu equal one time Nembutsu. Saying my name perhaps even 10 times. This is a quote from the 18th vow. In encouraging us to say the name that embodies the vow, the Tathagata, this is Amida Buddha. Different name. The Tathagata added perhaps even to the words 10 times to show that there is no set number of times the name must be said, and to teach sentient beings that there is no determined hour or occasion for saying it. So you can say Nembutsu anytime at your home. So temple is not the only occasion you may say Nembutsu. Right? You can say Nembutsu anytime, anywhere. Not just at the temple. I said like a kitchen, driving your car, taking a shower. Wherever you are, Nembutsu coming out from your mouth. So in that sense, 10,000 times Nembutsu, one time Nembutsu, same in the Jodo Shinshu tradition. So I would say, in Buddhism, there should be two types of Nembutsu. So one is like an invoice type Nembutsu. So from me to Amida Buddha, this invoice will be sent, right? And then, okay, Amida Buddha, I recited the Nembutsu, sent 1,000 times a day for 20 years, right? And then this is what I request. Please, make it sure, my happy life. And then please assure my attainment of nirvana. And after ending this lifetime. So I say Namandabas every day, like expecting some return. Right? This is like an invoice type Nembutsu. And then there is another type of Nembutsu, is a receipt type Nembutsu. When do we receive receipt? You receive something, then you issue receipt. Right? So the relationship between me and the Amida Buddha, we are the one who has received great treasure from Amida Buddha. So we are the one who should issue, make a receipt to Amida Buddha. And then I'm a recipient, and then service provider is Amida Buddha. Right? And then what do we receive? Kind of profound thought. Amida Buddha spent a long time to think of me. Right? And then listen to the Dharma, we receive a words of wisdom, Buddha's teaching. Right? And then compassionately guide me all the time. So I've received so many things from Amida Buddha, maybe inconceivable, innumerable. Right? So that's why we issued a receipt with the voice of Namo Amida Butsu. So this is Jodo Shinshu Nembutsu recitation. I know some other Buddhist tradition take this invoice type Nembutsu. So the more you recite, the better. Right? But the Jodo Shinshu is this receipt type Nembutsu. So there are some other kind of analogies, kind of example to describe the features, character of Jodo Shinshu Nembutsu. Do you know what's this? これ何? 唐辛子ね、chili peppers ね。 あからと、ね、you は後なり唐辛子。ね、あからと、you は後なり唐辛子。The English translation is after you bite a chili pepper, you say, it's hot. Right? Nobody says, it's hot before you bite a chili pepper, right? Once you taste it, bite it, and then as a reaction, you say, kara, it's hot, right? So in the same way, we first listen to the Dharma. We have to encounter the heart of Amida Buddha. And then when we encounter it, when we bite or kind of taste it, and then we naturally, say the word of Nama Amida Butsu. Like we say, it's hot after we bite chili pepper, right? And then another one is ね、何だったっけ、風邪をひいただったか日本語で風邪をひいたら咳が出る。最地がご褒儀の風邪をひいた念仏の声が出るだったっけ。ね、my English translation. So Saichi is a very devout Jodo Shinshu follower. ね、he composed many wonderful religious Jodo Shinshu poems. And this is one of them. And when we catch cold, ね、cough comes out. When Saichi catches cold of Dharma, or Jodo Shinshu or Amida Buddha's teaching, right? Cough of Nembutsu comes out. Right? So when we catch cold, sometimes cough, comes out. We cough, but we cannot control our cough, right? So I know this is kind of strange English translation, right? But since I wanted to point out we cannot control cough, so that's why I translated this way. Cough of Nembutsu comes out. Right? Cough comes out. Right? So Nembutsu spontaneously, naturally comes out from our mouth. Like cough, we cough when we, catch a cold. We try to control cough, stop cough. But sometimes, right? So we cannot stop it, control it. In the same way, when we catch a cold of Amida Buddha or Nembutsu teaching, and then the cough of Nembutsu naturally, spontaneously, not under our control, it comes naturally, spontaneously. So those two are kind of good example of kind of describing the features of Nembutsu recitation in the Jodo Shinshu tradition. 何だったっけこれ。ね。はい。And then ね、ユニークネスかなね。something spontaneous. ね、response or something spontaneous. はい。So anyway, so until here, ね、this is my explanation or presentation of Nembutsu from two perspectives. ね、one is Nembutsu, I mean the name, 6 Chinese character, ね, the object of our recitation. What is it? ね, and then the other explanation presentation was ね, our verbal act, ね, recitation. ね, the meaning, why or how we say the Nembutsu from focusing on the Jodo Shinshu feature. And then the last slide today, ね, so sometimes, ね, don't get me wrong, but sometimes people say, ね, use a Nembutsu as a kind of substitute for thank you. ね. But I have a kind of my kind of personal kind of なんて言うんだろうね、thought ね。This is kind of actually it happened at the Jodo Shinshu Center ね。So lunchtime だったね。One day lunchtime ね。We staff had a lunch together ね。One of the staff members, she was originally from Christian ね。She was originally Christian, and then somehow we recited words for meal 食前の言葉、ね、words for meal, and then somehow we used a kind of old version, and then that time she kind of questioned, wondered. The words sounds like Christian, like a Buddha gives us food. Right? Buddha gives us food, and then that is a kind of good, point. I mean, Jodo Shinshu, Buddha never gives us kind of materialistic things, right? Maybe God, yes, I don't know, but at least Jodo Shinshu, Amida Buddha is not a deity, gives us something material to our everyday life, right? So then, can we say thank you when we receive gift or food or kindness from somebody else? And then say Namandabutsu as a kind of substitute for the thank you, the word of thank you. So again, what is Nembutsu? As I presented, it's a kind of our grateful response to what we have received from Amida Buddha. Of course, I received gifts from people. But the Nembutsu, essentially, fundamentally speaking, it is our grateful response to what we have received from Amida Buddha. Right? So then I always wonder, is it okay to say thank you, for when we receive something from somebody, And then again, we thank you, right? Say thank you for we thank you for giving me something, right? Gift, food, kindness, right? So maybe this is a kind of stretch interpretation. Try to kind of putting this, thank you Nembutsu idea, and make it, relevant. So this is a saying by Joen Ashikaga sensei, Reverend Joen Ashikaga. He said, 人間は物を欲しがるが、仏は物を見る目を与えようとされる。人間は物を欲しがるが、仏は物を見る目を与えようとされる。Humans want materialistic things, right? But Buddha, especially Amida Buddha, wants to give us the eyes to see those materialistic things, right? Like a wisdom, or kind of different perspective, right? So maybe based on this idea, I will stretch this interpretation, the interpretation of saying Namo Amida Butsu as a substitute for thank you. So when we receive something from somebody, ありがとうございます。Of course, we show our appreciation, gratitude to the things we receive. But if we have a kind of broader perspective, so for example, food. So they are not just food in front of me, right? Originally they are egg or kind of animals and vegetables, or plant living out there, somehow harvested, processed, and then cooked, and then brought here. Right? So there are people who grow those vegetables in animals, and then people who worked to sell it for the like a supermarket, and then people who cooked it, right? And then water, electricity, many things are involved for me to have this, receive this food. Right? So this is what it means. Buddha wants to give them us eyes to see things, right? So this is not just a food. So many sacrifices, many people's effort, many things are involved. And then now I receive this meal, food. Right? So when we truly listen to the Dharma, maybe we can see food kind of different way. The Dharma, the teaching, these eyes we receive from Buddha amplify or deepen our appreciation of the gift we receive. Right? In that sense, we could say Namo Amida Butsu, because we can have a different take, different perspective due to thanks to the gift from Amida Buddha, and then so that's why we can kind of amplify our appreciation, thankfulness to the gift, things we receive. In that sense, maybe we could say Namo Amida Butsu for the substitute for the thank you. But otherwise, I think it's kind of confusing. Amida never gives us a food, gift, materialistic stuff. Although it gives us a kind of different view, deepen our appreciation. So this is kind of my kind of input about this. And then もう一つね、I got one question ね about Nembutsu ね。助け念仏阿弥陀ブッダ阿弥陀ブッダ please help me 何万打仏何万打仏何万打仏ねねBut I understand this is very natural. When we are at a loss, nothing we can do. もうどうしようもない。そういう時にね、in Japanese わらをもねすがる気持ちでねっていう表現もありますけどもね、阿弥陀ブッダ please help me 何万打仏何万打仏何万打仏。So I don't negate that kind of reaction or spontaneous nembutsu kind of もう仕方がないね。So when we at a loss, we try to beg for help, whoever or whatever it is. But of course, no matter how much or how many times you say 何万打仏何万打仏ね for the help, for the change. Unfortunately, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So, Amida Buddha, yesterday だったかな yesterday or 2 days ago, we have a lot of wish or desire, and then we kind of throw our wishes to Amida Buddha. But unfortunately, nothing happens, right? So if you want the religious teaching to actualize with your wishes, actualize your wishes with the power of religious or supernatural deity, I think Jodo Shinshu is the last one, unfortunately. So no matter how much you pray, you say Nembutsu, that is the reality of our life. Right? Amida never changes the situation physically. And then I think this is the core message of Buddhism too. Anybody knows the story of Kisa Gotami? Kisa Gotami. Somebody can explain it, share it in a short words? Barbara さんできる? Kisa Gotami no hanashi.
Well, the mother wanted, that's the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The mother wanted to have her child live again. And so the Buddha said, go find anyone in your village that has not lost a family member or child. And she couldn't find anybody. She couldn't receive a son, yeah.
So do you understand the story? So young lady, lost a baby, right? And then she wanted to, bring her baby back to life. But of course, it's impossible, huh? Yeah. But as described in the many Buddhist scriptures, maybe Buddha could, make a miracle. So this lady Kisa Gotami, visited the Shakyamuni Buddha for advice. And then Barbara said, what did he say? Shakyamuni Buddha say?
To go and find someone who's never lost anybody. Bring me a
puppy seed.
Yeah, puppy seed. Yeah.
So he instructed this lady to visit the temple, find the puppy seed. Yeah.
Or mustard seed.
Yeah, mustard seed. Yeah, from the house where nobody died.
Yeah.
And then she visited the many, the village. I don't know how many houses she visited. because she was so in despair, to bring her baby back to life. But she couldn't find it. And then she went back to Shakyamuni Buddha and then realized the truth of this world, the truth of death. Right? Once we are born, no matter young or doesn't matter, have to end life. So no miracle happened, but that's how she changed her view, or she accepted the reality of impermanence, the death of her child, her baby, with the guidance of Shakyamuni Buddha. So basically, Buddhism has no miracle. Buddha Dharma never changes the external situation, but the Buddhism changes the way how we see, accept the situation. Right? I think that is, I would say, miracle. My view, my perception, way of thinking is changed by Buddha's guidance or Dharma. Right? So in that sense, Jodo Shinshu, Amida Buddha, or Shakyamuni's, core essence is very realistic. Right? No miracle. We have to deal with, we have to confront the tough situation. And then we have to deal with it somehow. Right? So that's why I like Jodo Shinshu. Because Jodo Shinshu, if you go to Japan temple, visit the temples, the most temples, they have a omamori and ofuda. Is a talisman, charm or talisman? Yeah, talisman charm. Like a, like a magical power. Buddha protects you from like a, traffic accident, or you can be, clever, and then you can go to, nice college, and then your business kind of, success, kind of projection of human desires, right? But Jodo Shinshu never have that kind of things, right? That means no matter how much, you say Nembutsu, beg, help for Amida Buddha, nothing changes. And then this is another wonderful message from Amida Buddha. Right? No matter how much you pray, nothing happens. So that is the reality of this world you are living right now. Right? So again, yesterday, 2 days ago, I talked about the Saha world. Right? Samsara or Saha world. It's very realistic observation. And then Amida Buddha's attitude is very realistic too, right? But somehow we have to accept, deal with, and then figure out how to accept, deal with this hard, difficult situation. And then that times, Dharma, wisdom, insight, gives us a different view so that we can overcome, accept, deal with in a better way. So since there is no miracle, although we still suffer, but at least this Dharma gives us the kind of better way to deal with it. But in that sense, I myself had a kind of life crisis, and then I somehow begged for Amida Buddha for many months, and then nothing changed. Right? So I myself experienced the bitterness of this world. And then, but now I really appreciate Amida Buddha is that kind of Buddha. Miracle never happens. We have to, and then that's the reality of this world. Anyway, ごめんなさい. So 5 minutes. Any question, any comments today? Hi. 今日って do you have this piece of paper today? あるね。OK はい。って言っちゃった。はい。ね。So tomorrow is the last day ね。Yeah. Hi. じゃあロッドさんどうぞ。Maybe just one question.
Yeah, I just asked this. Can receiving this gift of Buddhahood be viewed as a kind of recruitment to return to help others? To help return to others.
Yeah.
As a message.
I do think so. ね。So we are recruited by Buddha. ね。What does it mean? ね. So Buddha believes us. ね. When we recruit other people, especially like a business, right? Because you are talented, so that's why you try to bring in that person into your team, right? If I'm totally helpless, no value, I'm sure Amida not gonna, invite me or recruit me, right? But Amida Buddha tried to recruit all sentient beings. That means each of us has a kind of great potential. Right? Each of us has a great potential to help other people as a Buddha. Right? So this is this great recruitment or invitation or Amida's kind of reaching out to us. Right? That means we have a great potential. Each of us has a great potential. So that's why Amida is talking or calling each of us. Right? So this is kind of my answer to this question. Right? Okay, じゃあごめんなさい、キャリーさん。
Okay, and I guess that's about it for tonight's presentation. Oh, Dexter?
Tonight after.
Yep, we have Pauhana for about half an hour, you said last night, yeah?
Yep.
Until 9:30 tonight with, here, so. Yeah, just right here. So feel free to join and stay if you want. Otherwise, thank you, take care, and drive home safely tonight.
Oh, by the way, tomorrow is a Pure Land ね。明日、tomorrow's topic is wrap up plus Pure Land ね。はい。
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you ありがとうございました。はい。ありがとうございます。